I have to admit, I missed some of the speeches, so some of you may have already addressed this, but I was just wondering what you would do to make sure that you represent not just women, but women of colour, and create spaces for them, because there are different challenges that we face as women of colour as opposed to white women. Thank you.
The order that we're going to do for responses is Cindy and Josephine, then Jennifer, then Nadine, and then Catherine. You'll have 1 minute to respond, and we will give you a 30-second warning.
So I think working together has the advantage that obviously we both bring like both sides into our work, and as a woman of color and with my multicultural background, because I have Asian heritage but have European upbringing, we want to achieve like this bridging of cultures and creating this safe space that is not
30 seconds.
Exclusive, and with our monthly meeting we want to create this safe space, saying specifically maybe that, I don't know, the first half an hour is just for women of color, just to have this real safe space and to break the silence and talk about experiences and bring our own experiences into our work and just support each other and have love and solidarity.
Time. With Jennifer?
White liberal feminism is the bane of the current feminist movement, and I'm sick of white women thinking they can talk for other people. And I think what would be really important to address within this role is not only, like I said, hosting kind of bi-monthly workshops where there is a specific space for people to talk about issues that are bothering them, and also making white women responsible for their own education, because you're not going to fix everything by saying, oh my god, I wore like a pink pussy hat and I'm so like representative. Because that's not what feminism is, and it shouldn't be. So in that role I'm more than happy to facilitate spaces for women of colour especially. Because if it's not intersectional, it's bullshit.
As I said before, I want to bring everyone into the debate and the dialogue, and I think it's everyone's job to actually talk about it and eliminate all the stigma that there is. And so, for example, there will be special workshops for people of color, but also for everyone together, because we cannot educate the black people, because they're not the problem. Actually, the problem is of all the white people that always leave them out. And feminism is about including everyone. So it's about equality for everyone, intersectional. So I think we could do some workshops and even parties, and just try to have an open dialogue about it.
Catherine?
Hiya. So I think as a woman of colour, I would be able to facilitate this quite well. And there is actually already a group, Femme Culture, my mates over there. So facilitate a space for women of colour to talk about issues that are specific to them. What else? I think that's it. More connection with that group and linking.
Thanks. Okay, are there any other questions?
So harassment reporting at SOAS is like navigating the matrix, and unfortunately it often has to be like challenged by a lot of liberation groups. Like, what would you do as a women's officer to try and challenge harassment reporting, not only within the SU but within the school, because there's about 10,000 ways you can report, but then like 10,000 ways that you cannot get an answer. So what would you do as a women's officer?
Okay, so the answering order this time will be Jennifer, then Nadine, then Catherine, then Cindy and Josephine.
That's a really important question. I think, having to navigate that system is really unpleasant, and like some candidates have said previously, when you have to renegotiate your trauma through to fit in a Google Doc, what's that? I think what I'd like to do would be working with kind of like higher management to, this sounds really like business, like horrible talk, but like streamline responses so they don't go and fall through these pit holes of, okay, well, you reported it to this person, you reported it to this person. So it's a more direct channel of communication, so you actually get a response within a reasonable time rather than having to negotiate that trauma or get lost through the course of it.
Nadine?
So what I would try to do is to work with SOAS already and try to improve their bureaucracy, which is like really bad, to be honest. But if that doesn't work, we will try to make connections with other organizations around London. And for example, Inefficient campaign already works with Camden Safety Net, and so we could work with them too, and try to make it a really safe space, but also try to eliminate all the bureaucracy possible, because when you go through all those traumas, the least thing you want to do is to deal with bureaucracy and try to, send emails or like whatever. You just want to speak about it in a safe space where you can be heard and maybe have some advice. And if I was elected as a women's officer, maybe I wouldn't be able to provide all that advice, because obviously I don't have the training, but I would be there to talk about it in a safe space, super confident, and try to provide all the help is possible for me to provide, and all the contacts I could make to work with the help.
Time. Catherine? So the question was related to the reporting of harassment at the moment, which often requires people to relive the trauma of their experiences.
I think a lot of it is a human issue, so if you feel like you can trust and connect with the person you're sharing this trauma with, then that helps. I found that some of the admin staff at SOAS aren't particularly warm, so just communication and warmth and understanding and being someone who listens can really help people to feel like they can trust you to represent them. So I think that's important.
Yes, thanks for that question. As mentioned before, bureaucracy can be re-traumatizing, so what we would probably try to do is kind of keep it out of that realm for the beginning and make sure that we are the support network, that we can provide a support network, and continue to do the incredible collaboration that the Enough is Enough campaign has done with the women's officer previously. And also make sure that we don't impose anything that we think is right in this situation. It has to be completely survivor-led, and kind of make sure that the re-traumatization happens within a space where the survivor knows that they can come to either us, come to anyone else. They don't have to take action, or they can take action, and we will do our very best to represent them as fierce as we can and to stand with them in any situation that comes.
Thank you. Can we get a massive hand for all of our